So, we're actually, this Workshop Wednesday, we are actually going to get stuff put back together. I know, shocking, isn't it? All we've seen so far is me rip stuff apart. But, first off, it's starter motor. Now, this isn't mine. That's mine. And as we remember, if we've seen the video, the gears in here are, well, not great. This is a starter motor off a customer's N141 Vulture. And as far as we know, all that in there is good. That, not so much. So this is why we changed this off my mate's tractor. I asked if you mind if I robbed it off him, see if I can make a good another two. So the simple plan is, assuming everything will fit, which we're going to have to see. Well, basically, I'm going to take the two of them apart and we're going to have a good one. All the finger stuff. So, right, I'm going to get these stripped down now and we'll pick this up when I've got them all in bits and let's see if there's anything we can do. So, I've made, well, an almighty mess. There's quite a few differences here. If you look, hang on, two motors side by side. Obviously, that motor is quite a bit shorter than that motor. That's not a bad thing, actually, because there is not a lot of space for fitting that one in. But the output shaft on the motors, that's quite a bit bigger than that one. This is a 3-spur, 3 planetary gear setup. So there's 3 of them, whereas this one is a 4-gear setup. Ooh. I've done that to that one. No, that's the right way. So I've just noticed, don't know whether I've cracked that or it's had a crack in it. But that's the destroyed one anyway, so that's not a problem. Our main point where we needed to be right was here. And I think we're right here on these 2 shafts. So basically my plan is now, I think we want to use that motor because that's just grubby as hell. And that is the output to go with it, but we're going to put that gear on it, so that one's going that side because that's got, they're smaller but they're in beautifully good condition. I think we can actually use, just need to double check and take some measurements, but I think the housing is the same. So basically it's looking like all I need to do is rebuild that motor, which is the one off the Vulture, but with that spur gear in it. Right, I've got some fiddly stuff to do, so let's get it done. Okay, we've hit a problem now. Problem being, is that one out of the way? Is there. If you look, that diameter there is different, which means that one won't go on there. There's nothing that's going to make this fit, is it? Ooh. We have one plan left. If I could get the bearings out of those into there, Right, so I think we've reached a point on this where we need to admit defeat. Am I annoyed it hasn't worked? No. Have I found it interesting screwing around with starter motors and figuring out how all they come apart and, you know, all that lot? Yeah. So, although it's not been productive, it's been interesting. So, I'm not going to say it's a lose. Am I going to bother putting it all together? Am I heck? Yeah, there's bits and pieces like the solenoids that might be worth keeping. What's name? Keeping hold of. But we've reached the end of screwing around with these things now. It's not going to happen. So I'm going to try and get these in some sort of tidy pile because we need the workbench for what we are going to do next, which hopefully is going to be a little bit more successful. Okay, after the reckless abandonment of starter motors, because it's just in me headed, we are back with the topper. Slightly more successful. We've drilled the hole out on there to accept an M8. Come on, work, brain. Grease nipple. Tried to do the other one, but we're having trouble with drill bits and pain in the butt, so I might go invest in some new drill bits to drill that one out the same. We have new bearings in there. 2 of new circlip on, and we are just about to launch the shaft in now. So do that. A little bit of WD just to help it go in. Got the circlip on the top, which should nudge up to them bearings. Right, onto. Oh yeah, this is not sketchy at all in the slightest. Right, okay. Put you like that. There's a little bit more in. And that seems to have come far. It's going to go that way. You're not going to be able to see this. You're just going to have to trust me that I've hit it all the way in. Okay, I might have made a little bit of a, well, let's be polite and call it a faux pas. I've got to try and get that circlip down in there. The trouble with taking things apart such a while ago, you forget how they go back together. Go on. Okay. That's down in that slot now. We got away with that. Yeah, next time I think we want to put it the other way around. So, that's that in there. Next piece. Now, if I put that on there, is that going to get in the way for trying to put the roller back on? Well, put the end cap back on. I think I want to put the end cap back on the roller before I put that on. Right, okay. Well, that's one done. Next. Now, am I making a mistake putting these bearings in before I put the what's name in? See, I think on this one I'm missing, did order it but it didn't come, one of the little circlips that got destroyed when the bearings went. Want that? Give it. I actually bought this for using on me die grinding bits. We can see little bits of it there. Yeah, if you ever use them little die grinding carbide bits, make sure you wear gloves, because I've spent most of this morning picking very small shards of metal out of my hand. If in doubt, go faster. So I'm just using this just to tidy up the ball where the bearing sits, so it's all nice and nice and smooth for when the bearings go. I'm not trying to take any material out. I'm just trying to get it so that we've got it back to the board spec, because this one is especially rusty. But that is just the perfect tool for that. So we managed to get right down onto the bearing seat, so we've got that cleared of debris. We've got the dairy. You can see down in here now. We've got down there on the bearing seat. That's now clear of debris. We've also managed to get into there, which is our circlip groove. So next step, just a little bit of WD just to help with the process. Oh, I'm going to go get my camera out so then you can actually see me do this bit. Right, so I can't find the one that I wanted that goes around my neck so you can see what I'm doing. So we have a tripod in a vise. It works. Right, so that's a flush fit. Now we use my very special chisel. It's for trying to get round corners. I actually destroyed that trying to take press fit wheel bearings off my Ranger Thunder on my drive. In fairness, it broke me as well trying to do it. Yeah, but it does just fit. You can see it better like that. On the outer race, and sort of, yeah, it seems to work. Never throw away broken tools. You never know when it can be useful. Although that said, little story. Mind you, yeah, where I started off self-employed was actually where that start motor came from. Ow! It's the wrong thing to hit. There's a story. The old boy, he was a bugger for keeping, I mean, proper knackered stuff. And there was this, call it adjustable or wrench or whatever you want to call it, adjustable spanner. You know the ones I mean. But the little sort of finger screw that adjusted it had disappeared. The jaw just floated up and down. Well, I put this into the scrap bin at least 4 times. And every time, he fetched it back out again. It drove me round the twist. Commented about it. Oh, well, it's useful. It's like, Pete, for what? It's knackered. Or you never know. Anyway, on the final time we've been taking out, I grabbed hold of it modified it and used it for the mounting bracket for the control box of the bale chopper. Now the big question is here, who won? Because he kept fetching it out because he said it was useful. I got tired of seeing it keep coming back out because I considered it knackered and used it. I've always thought, up until I just started telling that story, that I won the battle. But when you actually think about it, he did. Because I found a use for it. He kept pulling it out because he said it could be useful. I never realised that until just now. She's going. Not quite yet there yet. See, I do what I've put in bearings in his pressing, but don't have a press. I also don't have any dies. Well, not big enough for doing these. I tend to use 3/4 inch sockets for driving them home, but in the absence of, we make do with what we've got. I'll just put a few marks on there, but it shouldn't hurt. Should just drive. Should drive all right. You know, I'd love a nice posh workshop where everything had its place and everything was kept clean and tidy. But you do wonder, if I had a workshop like that, whether I'd actually even bother keeping it tidy. I don't like working in clutter. I'm actually better at keeping other people's workshops tidy than me. Right, that's him. Circuit clip. Nope, other one. She's home. I'll just pause you for a minute because I just want to have a cleaning session, just get them grooves nice and clean before we start installing this. So that's them all nice and cleaned up now. That is something. I mean, I know it's not like the proper die grinders, but I've always shied away from them because I always thought they'd be a waste of money. But since I've bought, alright, it's sat in my truck for a good while, just kicking around. But the last sort of month or so, it's been really useful. I mean, cleaning them grooves out. A bit more there. Spot on. Right. I'm going to do this the other way to last time. Because the other way didn't work. The other way was a little bit awkward. Do I install this? Because I need to know how big they are in order to go buy a new one. Gonna have to leave that because I need to take that with me to pick up a new one to be able to get that right. So we're gonna have to leave that. But we can get that one put in. Right, we'll go do that. You don't need to be staring at the workbench. So, bit of a progress update. And we actually have some progress. We are actually a couple of days later on all of these bits. Right. Yeah, we bit the bullet. One brand new starter motor. Yeah, that on there. We also have, well, it's actually a snap ring, not a circlip, for the shaft. This side's all built back up, bolts back in holding the shaft on. They just want nipping up, which is what that is all about. And we've got the scraper blade on it. The belt tensioner's back on, or put back together. We've got the, hang on, I haven't got the lights on in the shed yet. Coon logo on, I think that looks quite smart. So, first job, we are going to get the starter motor back on her because there's an interesting surprise coming with her. Hopefully it arrives today and we can see it on this video. Right, don't know how much of this I'm actually going to be able to film, but here we go. So, yeah, there's really not a lot of room here, and that loader bracket does get in the way a bit, but I'm going to have to put this in without recording. I need to, and that was seriously tight. Wow, I don't think this is quite exact to what was on by how tight that was to get on, but it's on. And I don't mind how tight it is. Why won't you focus? As long as it fits. You're still not going, oh no, you're focusing. Right, that one, if I remember correctly, is an absolute nightmare. Right, so we go. If we can get it started, we can get it tightened. He says confidently. And if you drop it on the floor, it ain't on the tractor. Oh, where did you go? Where did you go? Oh, get the other two wanged up. Oh. Why does it sound like my battery's going? Because my battery's going. Right, so that's in place. That can go back on. Right, gives us a second to find the bit. We found the missing one. Oh, I can't see it now. We'll just tighten something up. There's clamps on there. That comes off there. That goes. You go on there. Go on there. You fit. You're supposed to fit. You're genuine. Yes, I'm getting a little bit excited because I'm actually getting stuff repaired. I'm getting it repaired because it sounds like she's going out next week. So that on there. Take all the crap off. Moment of truth. Right. Right, that's one broken thing repaired. My seat's gone a bit low. Right, so first job is to finish off where I finished off last time. Just want to make sure these are uggered up. Which is why I bought this set, because now I know it's a silver socket and you should only use impact sockets, and they're probably not impact rated and you shouldn't be using them, but I am. Basically. Where are you hiding? Yes, I'm afraid for the rest of this video you are going to have to put up with me being a little childish, because I'm getting a little giddy that things are actually getting sorted. Upside down, inside out. Didn't get the grease nipples or the drill bits. We can do them at a later date, it's not the end of the world. Right, that's one side, all done and finished. If you follow me to the workbench, we'll get the other one done. Right, so we're back with the tripod in the vise. Why does that look like it's moving? It's because it is. No, it's not. Right. I think when I finish sorting my crap out, I need to, well, sort my crap out. Down you go. This one's being a swan, and God only knows what that snap ring's going to be like. But she's in a gap. Sort of. Borrow them. Shove them in there. Well, it fits. Right, now that bit in there. Right, I'm going to want this vise now. Hang on. Well, admittedly, that was quite a struggle. But it's on. Which means we're getting close to having the topper back together. On that. On that. On that. Right. Here we go. Last push to get this all back together. Line the first one up. Which is going to be a swine. Oh no. Next. Final. that's that bit back on. Oh, I didn't bring a hammer with me, did I? I don't need a hammer. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Okay, well, you see what I'm doing there. The end plate back on. All turned, we're safe. Scraper on. Oh, washers, 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 washers. Washer, scraper. Through the hole. For some reason, your nut must be in the on the workbench. Hang on. Nut was on the workbench. That off. That on. Yes, I'm aware it's not an impact socket. No, I'm not concerned. Say I wouldn't use a non-impact one on my big one, but on my little one, I think you can get away with it. Right. That needs putting underneath there now. This is going to be fun. I'll drag my tractor out. I could actually do it with my tractor back in, really. Right, okay. You're just going to have to trust me that I did this bit, and I'll show you when it's together. Right. Final job. You can see what I've done. I've got the same to do on the other side, and then that'll be the topper. Well, ready for at least a trial. There's any grass here worth trialling on. I'll have to have a word with my mate, see if I'll go have a play with it. Right. So we're getting near the tail end of the day. I'm actually waiting for the final jigsaw puzzle, but we have gone round, made the topper all nice and shiny. She's back orange, and we've also been round the tractor, and she's lost that horrible faded paint. It's not perfect, but it's certainly a lot better. I think a little bolt or something. So that still needs a bit more. I've been round and made all the mud guards black and all the diesel tank black. So I'm going to drop this topper off and pull her on the concrete and wait for the finale. So we've reached the end of the video. Last two big surprises. Surprise number one, big girl. We have a vast array of parts, but Rad is in. We are making a start. She should hopefully be singing soon. And the other big surprise, and the reason why I wanted to just give the Massey a good big clean up and tidy up and make her all nice and smart looking was this. I've kept this a bit quiet. Those nasty Alliance tyres that make me front mudguards do that are gone. For a set of Alliance tyres. Yeah, the Massey is all suited and booted, ready to go into work, ready for the season. Well, I say ready for the season, we still need to sort the front suspension out, but that is just that sphere. Need to get that off, see if we can get it re-gassed. If not, it's another big bill for a new one. Well, that's it, boys and girls. She's looking shiny, smart and ready for work. So that's it. Be editing this together tomorrow while sat on a pump again. Hope you guys have enjoyed seeing me actually start getting stuff prepared. So don't forget to give it a grubby thumbs up. Hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget down there for the comments. Don't forget about the shop. Go have a look on the shop. There is some new merchandise on there, including mugs. If you would like one, go have a look at them. That's it. Stay safe, stay well, look after each other, and we'll see you at the weekend. I've got a weekend video in mind, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, she's looking smart. She's just looking smart.